Public Services was shocking because it came back saying there's about 6,222 foreigners working for our own government. Now, how can you explain that in a country where you've got high unemployment rate, where you've got graduates sitting at home unemployed?
I went to an area called Merimi. And I can tell you, comrades, it's not Merimi alone. There are many other similar things that are like in Merimi. Comrades, we can't. And this one, comrades, I know it may create problems, but comrades, we must be very firm now. Comrades, we can't.
Because all we need right now is patriotism and also political will to deal with the issue of illegal immigration. And we've been clear in our message that we are not against anyone who come in this country legally and who come actually assist us in terms of growing our economy and create more jobs. But what we can't accept a continuous problem where you've got illegal foreigners looting around our country, some of them even committing crimes because they know you can't trace them. But what is more,
we can't have an informal settlement where over 65% of its citizens are undocumented foreign citizens in our own country. It must come to an end. We must be very firm on these things. And no one must characterize this otherwise. There is no...
You can't trace them. But what is more problematic is when government is doing nothing about the problem. Hence, as Section SA, we are now joining these private or independent individuals who are organizing this fight against illegal immigration in our country. We are just calling for government to listen to South Africans and also protect us. It can't be acceptable, Hugo, that you go around major cities, even rural areas.
Otherwise, there is no country that can agree that you have people that you don't know who they are, where they come from, where they sleep, what they do, and they're in our country doing as they wish. That period of honeymoon must come to an end. We must be very firm. You document yourself or you leave us in peace. Our hospitals are overflowing when South Africans are requested to come with an ID document to identify themselves. They don't have to identify themselves but expect to be serviced.
Cities, even rural areas now, there are areas where you find foreigners, and most of them are illegal foreigners, and some of them are running businesses, by the way, where you've got the act, our Immigration Act is clearly stating who must able to run a business, who can be employed, and it's a criminal for anyone to be in this country and doesn't have documents. So the question is why government is reluctant to enforce our laws. And I must state this, Hugo, we are not xenophobic. We don't hate nationals from other countries. We love our country. So we can't then be labeled as being xenophobic when we ask government to enforce our Immigration Act because we've got laws in this country.
Our character. Everyone knows our Ubuntu, but our Ubuntu cannot be abused. Everyone knows our willingness to work with those that are willing to develop our country, but we can't surrender our country to criminals. And therefore, comrades, and I've said this to Comrade President Ramaphosa, I've said this to the relevant ministers, if we can't formally take a decision on how best we manage this situation, we must forget about everything that we want to do. Our hospitals are overflowing when South Africans are requested to come with an ID document to identify themselves. They don't have to identify themselves but expect to be serviced.
What we need to look at as Section SA, we normally check this. When you fight the issue of illegal immigration and putting our country first, we must do that within our laws of this country. We will never support anyone who wants to use violence to address the problem. However, unfortunately, people are getting angry day by day because our leaders are not prepared to listen. I'll make an example, Hugo. Action SA since we've been in parliament now, we are able to put questions in parliament, and a lot get revealed. We were able to put a question through the member of parliament, Dr. Letap of Action SA. The question was, how many foreigners are working for our government? And the response from the Minister of Public Services was shocking because it came back saying there's about 6,222 foreigners working for our own government. Now, how can you explain that in a country where you've got high unemployment rate, where you've got graduates sitting at home unemployed?